March 19th in the afternoon, 1:24 Eastern Daylight Time. Is that what it's called? Eastern Daylight Time with Cottage Farms and the White Mountain Shasta Daisies. The Shasta Daisies. Like, it's like daisies are like butterflies, right? Like if you don't like daisies, like you're just not a happy person. You're not allowed to call yourself a happy person. I'm just making that up right now. You don't like butterflies, you're grumpy against butterflies, you're not. It's like the Scrooge of summer. No, you're not allowed to do that. You gotta love your daisies, right, Katie?
Absolutely. You're right. They are kind of a quintessential happiness plant, whether you want to make flower crowns out of them or he loves me not, or just clip them and bring them in. They are. You cannot look at these and not smile.
And not smile. Wow. So what's in front of you? Perennial.
I, yes.
Perennial. Here we go. I mean,
And
happy
almost a
every
perpetual
single year.
perennial.
It's a perpetual perennial. And what is define perpetual again? What does that mean as
So
opposed to other perennials? What does perpetual mean?
when we at Cottage Farms choose what some of our plants that we call perpetuals is, they're going to be blooming nonstop for you, almost like an annual. They just bloom and bloom. And we talked about daisies, that there are lots of places you can buy daisies, but we picked these daisies because this White Mountain variety, because they bloom and bloom and bloom nonstop, but also because of the white flowers. White flowers just pop in
Yeah.
any setting that you put them, especially this yellow center. But if you have an area far away in your garden that you really just want to draw more attention to, you put the daisy there and it will draw your eye to that spot immediately. But they're not the star of the garden. You can put them with your hydrangeas, put them with your hummingbird mint that you got earlier. They would be
Yeah.
a great companion for that plant. They're
Okay.
not going to steal the show, but they'll be beautiful and nonstop blooming.
That's stealing a little bit of the show right there. They're absolutely gorgeous. So here's what I want to know. So if you're shopping right now, again, no reorder this season. Shop now. Use the number 1-800-500-7590. Did I get that right? Amazing what these glasses will do. We ought to start selling glasses. What a great product idea. 800-500-7590. These are beautiful perpetual perennials, but next year I'm getting 3 of these. So I've got one in front of me right now. You're getting 3 of these, right? Just imagine 2 more here. How big will they get, let's say, third year in? Well, let's cover some ground here. Okay, Katie?
Yeah, well, what I have in front of me, Rick, is second season for sure.
Second season.
These are fast growing. At their maximum, they get to be about 2 feet tall and wide.
Love
So
them.
we're talking garden space here again, 2, 4, 6 feet of garden space that you are filling.
6
And
feet
so
of
at
garden
24
space.
inches, yeah, that's a lot of space.
Yeah.
And at 24 inches tall, they're going to be more of your mid side of the bed, or you can grow them in containers too. That's the beautiful thing about these daisies, is that daisies of the past were also pretty tall. They're going to flop over after a big rainstorm or one of our summer windstorms. Not these. They're going to always stay tall and straight and with these happy faces. That white is not going to crisp out in the sun, like
No.
some of our other white daisies have in the past. They'll always keep their little happy faces and maybe be one of your favorite tried and true plants in your garden year after year.
I think so. I think so. I mean, think about it. And no frowning floppy daisies here. No frowning floppy daisies, 24 inches tall, big and beautiful and perennials, a perpetual perennial. You think about it as you're shopping right now, get on the line, 1-800-500-7590. We'll take your calls. From a gardening, like I am not the garden designer person, but think about a white shirt, women or men or anybody, right, with a white shirt. And you accessorize color around that. It's always crisp, it's been around forever, and it always works. So the white flower as that kind of base where all the color works around it, you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. So if they're going to be beautiful, if they're going to be classic, never kind of go out of gardening style, if you will, and I don't have to work on it very hard, why not pick them up? So little 101, what is the sun and what's the watering story on these? 2 questions.
So these are full sun loving plants. You can put them, and what that means is about 4 to 6 hours of sun a day. And I always love, now is the time we're doing our planning for a lot of us. Go out into your garden and just observe different times of the day where it gets different kinds of sun. But it also is, our first year when we have our baby plants in that spring, you're going to want to water them, check on them weekly, perhaps, depending on what kind of rainfall you get. But after that, these are the workhorses in the garden. There's nothing you need to do. That's the beauty of our perennials. Most of them are going to, the ones that we choose at Cottage Farms are going to be those easy care perennials that you can plant and forget. And then your garden blossoms year after year after year for decades to come. These plants will look beautiful in your garden.
I'll tell you, these are going quickly. They're now officially most popular item in the show. We're live right now. People are saying, I'm going for it. Love the sun. Don't have to water too much, just enough. The plant food is going to be great if you want to pick up the booster, but 1-800-500-7590. 800-500-7590. Free shipping and handling. They are perpetual perennials. Perpetual meaning they're going to bloom and have that sunny disposition for a long, long time. Next year, they're coming back again. These are not going to be the floppy, frowning daisies of old. So it's Cottage Farms that's bringing it back. White Mountain Shasta Daisies, and they're real live plants. And they're just starting to, you can just see them. I don't see the white quite yet, but I know that it's coming. And I know by that second year, here comes a double box shot of Katie. That is second year, and they're absolutely gorgeous. They're always going to be beautiful and happy. What month for most states will I start to see the white flowers?
Mostly this year, it might be a little later because you're getting them in spring, but they're going to be a spring blooming plant for you that stretches into summer.
Spring blooming plant that stretches into summer. Wonderful. Hey, with 2 minutes remaining, $9.61. And if you're not happy, we're not happy. So 30-day return policy on these, no problem whatsoever, no questions whatsoever, but there's no reorder on these. So we brought these in for the season. Brought them in for the season, and M66959, only here at QVC. We're in 80 million homes. We're on QVC 2 now, and people are, okay, you're live, I get it, I'm going for it. I can get daisies elsewhere, maybe at a garden center. Why should I get Cottage Farms White Mountain Shasta Daisies, Katie Dubois?
Well, we've picked these not only because they are going to be that perpetual perennial, they will bloom nonstop more than your other daisies, but they're also going to bloom earlier. We just mentioned their bloom time, spring into summer. These daisies will bloom earlier than any other Shasta on the market. And I just love that beautiful white flower. That's why we get these, but we chose this White Mountain Shasta because that white flower is not going to brown out in the sun, not going to crisp up. It will always look this beautiful, but only this Shasta will do that. And so that's why I really urge you to get the best plants that you can for the best.
Hey, a lot of people shopping right now and picking these up. We're QVC 2. It's 1-800-500-7590. No reorder on this one. We're going to wrap this one up. We're halfway through the first hour of 3 hours of gardening for you. It's Plow and Hearth next hour and Patio and Garden the hour after that. What's going on? M66959, bright in sight. And the 4-piece pink lightning sun patience. So our